Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Alright Podcast. Remember, it's not the best podcast, but it's the worst podcast. Just an Alright podcast. I don't know what numbers these are. I've lost track.
3.
No, but
Three.
with the actual thing, like episode,
know.
I know it's in the 60s, almost 70s. And that's
73.
we're 70. No, I think we're 67 to 68 by now. We're probably 69, maybe.
Just double check it.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Now you're wondering who is in the voice, whose voice is in the back, and we'll get to that in a bit. So I just want to introduce my co-host Nicola.
Hello.
How's it going? And why we got this guest to come on? We did say that we're not going to get guests for a while, but we wouldn't really. Would you count this as a guest?
Yeah, he's a local guest.
He's a local guest, and there's a reason why we got him, because we were actually, it's a perfect time to get him. He's my brother, and his name is Carl. Hello, Carl.
Hello.
What's up?
How is-
So the likes of, for people that don't know, I make films, alright? I write scripts and make my own films, and we've made a film called Widespread, and Widespread is about a young person, a young man, who's basically set in 2020, and 3 years later the world has gone to shit, and he has to go out and find medicine for his dying mother, or she's going to die. So Carl,
Yeah.
what I want to ask you as well, actually,
Okay.
what was it like, because you want to act, and I goes, right, I wasn't going to pick him, I was going to pick James to do it.
Yeah.
And James was kind of wary about doing it, so I goes, you know what, it'd be actually better if I got someone who's younger
Yeah.
as well. And I asked Carl would he want to do it. What was it like acting in a film with loads of people?
It was very different because I've never done it before. It's a good experience though.
Come up here, come closer to the mic.
I thought I said sex on my coffee. Oh, me hot chocolate.
It says sex. Yeah, we
No, look at the top of it. I thought I said sex on it.
where?
Go over here.
Oh. No.
Yeah, go back to your
It says,
question.
yeah, no,
Oh,
but no, the three of us are in the car right now outside Starbucks, drinking hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That's
Their
what I do.
tradition.
This is tradition when we do the podcast every Sunday,
Oh, I only found out
and
now.
then it gets released on Tuesdays. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what was it like? Actually, like working with people like Bobby and stuff, and Greg, and working with Dee and stuff. And
Greg.
what?
It was not gonna lie,
Craig
it
and
was something
stuff.
I really wanted to. It was actually I enjoyed it very much because it's what I want to do, and I want to get used to the environment of the acting career, like the acting
The whole
surrounding.
world of it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
using big words. The environment.
Yeah, the environment of acting.
The environment.
It's very. I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good experience for me. My
No,
first
but
time
what was
experience.
it? What was it like for you? Like, were you nervous when you were up there doing that?
I
like,
wasn't,
in front of
wasn't.
people.
I wasn't. I was and I wasn't at the same time.
And what you mean? Like, explain more. Like how
Why
you
I
were
was
and
and
why you
wasn't.
weren't.
The reason I was nervous is because I never done it before, and then the reason I wasn't is because I always say to myself, like, how would I say it? Like, I don't get nervous a lot. I never get nervous because I'm a person that's always,
You feel confident.
yeah, I'm always a confident person. I never like get nervous. Well, it depends on different situations, Jimmy. Like
Right.
everyone else is like that.
What do you think, Nicola? What was your experience kind of doing all that? Because we done the Lotto Ticket already, another Irish film
Yeah.
that we made, and that
We've
got
done
really
this
good
Christmas as
reviews.
well.
And we got this Christmas as well, and they're going to the film festivals. We're waiting for them to be selected if they get selected.
Yeah.
And Widespread's almost finished. It's in the editing process.
Does that not need 2
Sean.
more days to be finished now?
I think so. It does. Yeah, it needs to be sent over to Craig to do the colour grading.
What about
Yeah.
the music in the background?
The music
The
will be added on.
instrumental, yeah.
Everything will be added. Yeah. Kayla Murphy.
Yeah,
She's a songwriter.
very good, very good.
She just wrote an instrumental for the scene where you and the mother in the
Yeah.
bedroom, and it's deadly. It's so good.
It's very
Um,
relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's
Has to be
really.
emotional
Yeah,
as well.
and when we were watching it and we were listening to it, and you could picture that song being played,
Yeah.
couldn't you? Yeah, but Carl,
Yeah.
what is it? What are you going to be doing now? That the fact that you've done your, like, think about it. People that only start out don't
Get anywhere.
usually get a main role in a film, even a short film that
Or they
someone's
don't get
making,
anywhere
because they
either.
don't have enough experience.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
you can't get anywhere when you're starting out.
I mean, you can't get anywhere if you don't push yourself out there.
Yeah.
So if you push yourself out there, you'll get more experience, and you get more, and then you'll understand them more.
Yeah, no, like, I know that, but I'm saying to you, like, not a lot of people like a lot of people when they're starting off acting, they only get extra parts or they only get things in the background.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You have to build yourself up
Or
to
they're
be a
little
main
short
role.
parts, not a
Yeah.
main role
Yeah.
that they have to learn a full script, and you
Yeah.
did, and you were alright learning that script as well, weren't you?
I was that.
Yeah. Carl would come up and like tell me this and give me suggestions and say
Ideas
what
and
happens if we do
yeah.
this and do that, and I go, I kept at the start he kept giving me ideas that didn't relate to the script, and go, so have you read the script? He goes, not all of it. He goes,
Yeah.
read the script first and then come back to me,
Then
and then
I
you can
read it.
second ideas. You can't give ideas unless
Yeah,
you know
and
the
then I
script.
read the script and then I came back to him.
Yeah, and then you give ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that. But for the first day on set,
Mhm.
what was it like when we were doing
I was
out in
actually
the fields?
very. Oh, in the field, yo.
So that was our first day
Not
when
gonna lie, I was actually I was a little bit nervous, but then as I was going up, I was actually saying to myself, "No, I'm confident because I do an acting class, right?"
Yeah.
And
like a course.
no, I wouldn't call it a course.
I wouldn't call it acting class though, because that
It's an
means you're just
acting
going
class.
to one class.
It is one class a week.
What would you call that, an acting class?
Yeah, I call that.
Yeah, it's an
Acting
acting
class,
class.
right.
I pay for it, so it's an acting class.
Right.
But I don't do it anymore because COVID here. We don't like COVID.
Mm.
So I think I think the acting yog's back in January.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a play in August, but it never happened.
And what's that like when you were acting in there? Because, like, have you met people in there?
Yeah, and I was very comfortable because the whole environment is people just trying to do acting.
Yeah.
And the environment of that is very chill because no one judges you or tells you, oh, you're doing this wrong, doing that wrong. It's all about
More like,
Everyone's learning at the same time.
yeah, they
yeah,
give
everyone
you
else is
help
learning.
if
Yeah,
they're
we all
gonna say
help each
something.
other and they all get inspired on how you act and how others act, and they get good ideas about it.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, you're good, I can do that as well, and then you help them, give them tips and ideas, then you give them confidence and you boost their confidence up to be better.
So what are you
And it's all
looking to
working
do now? What are you looking
Now.
to do after this widespread thing? Like, what's the next
for you?
thing? Are you looking to do more short films, or
Yeah, I'm looking to do more short films.
would you like to get agencies and stuff and all, try to make it into an
Yeah.
actual film?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Because
That's my next step, I think.
yeah, but you need to gain experience. So, were
Yeah.
you going to college?
do.
Are you going to college?
I am going to college, yeah.
And where are you thinking of going?
Dunleary College.
Dunleary.
Yeah.
And why is it that you chose Dunleary over everything else?
Because Dunleary has a 2-year course and the second year is a university year. So if you finish and you've passed the 2 years, you get to go to university. And that's the only course.
And do you know what universities accept you?
Have
Have you looked into
I
it?
haven't looked into it. All I know
Right.
is it's a university course after.
Like, because we know someone that they're over in a different country right now and they're doing their degree,
Mhm.
and they've done Bow Street and they've done the Gaiety Theatre, they've done loads of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're doing it years.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And they're acting.
Yeah.
And it's just degrees they're getting. They're getting a lot of degrees, but they're also acting and
You're
stuff.
getting experience though as
Yeah.
well from it.
Yeah.
Like,
They're getting
you have
experience.
to perform in a certain number of plays during the year as well. So you're
That's-
getting
yeah.
your experience out on stage.
What would you think of it doing a play,
Doing a musical.
a musical? Would you do a musical?
I would do a musical.
Yeah,
I would.
like a panto.
Yeah.
Pantos
I
are good
love-
because they're really fun.
Oh, yeah,
They're
I
fun
love
and
to do a
they're
panto.
energetic as well.
Yeah.
I remember I went to this panto when I was only small. I was like in St. Kevin's or Bernadette's. I think it was Bernadette's in the 6th class, and it was before we were leaving. And we went to this panto in Tala. And I will always remember this. I can't really remember what the story was about, but there was this fella on stage, and all he would say is, "You better stay away from her, or else snip, snip." Do that, and we'd just piss ourselves laughing because when we were young, we were so innocent. We'd go, "He's talking about his willy,"
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
and
you
we'd
chop
start
off.
laughing. He goes, "Remember that? Snip, snip." And like to this day, like if me and my friend Ross see each other and we go snip, snip, we know what that means. Like we know where that's
I
from.
wonder what that's from.
So imagine a person that wrote that play or said them lines.
Yeah.
He's vivid. He's bet into my memory as that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But he could be writing as well. Like if he's writing it for his audience who are kids, obviously there's going to be parents or older people there at it as well. So they have to
Yeah,
give
that's
humor
true.
for them as well.
oh no, yeah,
So they
I
might
understand.
come across as it.
But isn't it great that you want to be an actor and then that person will never know that he literally his lines is embedded in my head for the
Yeah.
fucking rest of my life.
Yeah.
Going snip snip. Remember? And he went snip snip, and I remember we pissed ourselves laughing because we knew what he was talking about,
Yeah.
and we just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
And like you, would any of your friends be into acting?
My My close friends, no.
Hmm.
Like my friends that I hang around with and go to school with, no, they
And
don't.
is that difficult?
What's difficult?
Like that they're not into kind of acting as you, but or do you mind it?
Oh, that's not difficult. No, I don't mind it because everyone has their own like what they want to do when they're older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they want to do, and I don't judge. And I'm not gonna say I should like acting because I like it.
Yeah, that's true. But like as you get older, you're gonna get more and more into acting, and they're
Yeah.
gonna get more into something else. So
Yeah.
that's kind of gonna distance.
I mean, I won't
Do you get
really
me?
distance because
No, you can
I mean,
still be friends
if you have
and
your right
Do you think
friends,
so?
your right friends will support you, and the ones that aren't.
No,
they
no.
won't.
I get that, but I'm just saying that
You'll probably spend less time doing
things together
I mean,
because you'll be
yeah.
working on your own
because you're
thing.
Doesn't
working
matter
on
though,
your own
'cause they-
individual-
Because your friends want you to do is to get there in life and then do what your job. Like if I want to be an actor, let's say my friend Brandon, he wants to do rapping. He
Yeah,
he
hip-hop.
will get there. He will get there.
Yeah.
It's all about
He released an EP, didn't he?
Yeah, he
recently.
released an EP. Yeah.
He made 5 songs, I think, or something
Yeah.
like that.
He was going to do an album, but I told him he should do an EP first and then do an album.
He should do more. I think
Yeah.
he needs to study more.
Mhm.
He's good at his lyrics, and his
Yeah.
lyrics are good. Like
Yeah.
they're good for his starting off point.
Yeah.
But he needs to change his accent.
He needs the confidence. He needs more confidence.
He needs to change his accent.
and promote it more.
It sounds like he's impersonating Eminem.
I know,
And
but a
if
lot
you-
of people impersonate because acting. When I'm doing acting, yeah, I'd like to impersonate with Cillian Murphy. Let's say because I remember I asked you, I'd love to do something like World War One and all and gangsters and all. That's me.
That's a job you'd like to do.
Yeah, that's like me mimicking them. I mimic a lot of people. I don't I wouldn't make sure like people like, oh, you're mimicking him. Like I do my own
Yeah.
phrase and my own words. You know?
No, but what I'm saying about your Brandon
Yeah, yeah.
is that he even raps American.
Yeah.
He even does a little bitch. Like
Yeah.
he does the exact same as Eminem. He needs
Yeah.
to find his own voice, and I think the more he does it, the more
Yeah,
he will.
that's what
Yeah.
what I told him.
And that's the same with you with acting. The more you do it, the more comfortable
The
you'll
more I get
know.
on my own,
You'll know your strengths.
like my comfort zone. Like I'll
Yeah.
know it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about acting though. You have to break out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Don't
What
you?
made you get into acting?
What made me get into acting? It's very. Hold on, let me sip my hot chocolate. Anyway, well, what age was I? I was like 12, 13. I started Irish dancing.
Sorry, what age are you now?
17.
7. Okay.
So 12, 13. No wait, I was 12 when I started. Alright, so first of all, I started Irish dancing. I was into that, but as I was doing Irish dancing, I was watching a show, The Walking Dead, and I was literally like the only season that was out was like season 4 or 5 probably. I think it was 5. I'm not too sure. But then and John Bernthal, who plays Shane and Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes and Norman Reedus, so on, all them actors, I started getting inspired on how the surroundings and the area and like for acting, like you get to go off places, you get to have fun, and you get to go to different places and experience a lot of things with other people and meet new people. And I like meeting new people, and I like going on like different places I've never been before. So I realised, I got to myself saying, all right, I'm quitting Irish dancing because I did it for 2 years. Like that could have been my future Irish dancing,
You
but
were
I
very
want.
good at it though, weren't you?
Yeah, a lot. I bet yeah.
And what was it about Irish dancing why did you get into that?
Oh, because one day I went to a fesh with my sister Leanne, well our sister Leanne, and then Leanne was like,
We're
oh,
all not
join
related,
it.
by the way, me and Nicola ain't
No,
related.
me and Auntie are related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicola is just Nicola. Anyway.
And me.
Yeah.
And Leanne said to me, you should do Irish dancing. Now, I was a little fat boy at the time. I was fat
Yeah, he
boy.
was chubby.
I was a chubby fat boy, and I got to myself, right, I'll do it. So at the end of the 2 years, I became skinny. I lost all the weight. I got all the whammon.
But it's good exercise.
Yeah, it was
Good
good for my
exercise.
fitness as well.
Yeah.
So I did it just to help myself more. And then when I discovered the acting, so I digged into acting. Like I researched a lot about it, and I looked up about it, and I.
But the likes of the dances, I want to go to back to the dancing thing
Okay.
before the acting thing comes on.
Yeah.
When you went into your first class of Irish dancing, what was your thought of it? What was your thought process? Because I never really know.
so nervous. Like I was standing there, yeah, and like it's just the people there. I was actually so like I was kind of scared to do it because I never did anything like performed or anything. And the reason why I'm so comfortable around people is because I did Irish dancing with a lot of people. I went to different places went to like Cork.
You travelled all around Ireland.
Hit the
Yeah,
cock,
I
boy.
travelled all around Ireland basically to
Yeah,
did
the
Irish dancing
cock.
for 2 years, and my environment was with a lot of people, like crowded people, so that was what I got used to.
And people from all around the
Yeah,
country
so
as
I'm
well.
very so I'm very used of like talking to new people. Like that's why like when I go out, like Auntie's like, oh, where you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to be friends. Like, never met them. He goes, and so I'm going to meet new people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not an awkward person. Like, I'll
Yeah.
go out to them all day. By the end of the day, we'll be best friends.
Friends then, yeah.
I'm not very like that's because I think that's what dancing helped
You're
me.
hardly best friends
It was
by
like
the end of the
no, it
day.
was like it helped me with my social
Yeah.
skills.
Okay.
It helped because the environment of it was like a lot of
But
people.
Carl would come
thousands.
across as as a confident guy that's good,
Friendly,
that's
open
sociable.
person, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't
Yeah.
shy away or anything.
Mm-mm.
And with the likes of you, tell me when you're the first thing you ever win, was it a trophy or a medal? I know Irish dancing. What was the first thing you ever won?
I think it was a medal.
A medal.
Yeah.
What was that like when you won? When you knew you were working hard towards it and you won that medal? What was?
I think I came fourth in my fourth one.
Oh, that's,
I think it was fourth or it was
out
eighth,
of what? Out of what?
like 20.
Well, that's good
I
then.
think.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I can't really remember. It was years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was either fourth or eighth or 10th. One of them. But I knew I got in the top 10.
That's a
I
big
know.
stretch,
no,
isn't
no. Listen, I knew I got in the top 10. I just can't remember what number it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt really
But
achieved.
you were better than half the people there, so.
Better than
Literally.
Leanne. I bet Leanne. Me and Leanne were against each other, and then I came fourth. Leanne came second. I was like,
Oh my god.
Oh, that. So what was the rivalry?
Yeah, rivalry, yeah, sibling rivalry.
What was that
Rivalry?
like?
I can't say that.
Knowing that,
Rivalry.
right, Leanne, I'm gonna have to beat you.
oh,
beat
That
me.
you were
I said that
competing
to her.
in
I'm
the
gonna beat
same-
you. Leanne goes, no. I will. Trust me. I ended up beating her.
It's
It was
because
fun though.
Yeah,
It was
because
fun.
fun.
That mind
there's
games,
independent
There's-
judges,
yeah.
and they've no idea. Well, they probably do by looking at your surnames that you're related, but they're judging you on your skills.
Yeah.
So it's purely down to.
I remember one
your
time
performance.
actually when I was dancing, and like usually like when someone falls, no one helps anyone.
Yeah.
So I was dancing, right? I finished dancing. I stand in line. This girl dances. She falls and her leg twists, right? And she was there crying, and no one did. And so I
Oh.
walked over. I lost points over this, by the way. I came.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
lost a lot of points just by doing that.
That's
I
so.
I didn't
Isn't
care
it?
though. I didn't care though. I just walked over and I helped her. I sat there with her for like 2-3 minutes asking her, is she alright now? And I helped her up.
Yeah.
And by the end of that, her ma talked to my ma and said, she was like I had a number on me.
Yeah.
And that like they remember that number, saying that's a special number to us because they helped
Oh.
my daughter, and we became really close friends.
Isn't that mad?
do you
Yeah.
talk to her now or do you?
I do sometimes.
Jesus.
Just kind of we're busy. A lot of people are busy now.
That's mad, isn't it, though, that if you go over and try and help someone, you get docked marks
Yeah.
for that.
It's literally you against the
I
world.
literally
in
didn't
that
care.
room.
I didn't care. I just walked over, make sure she was alright.
And what's that Irish dancing scene like? What's it? Is it all bitchiness and stuff and all, and people kind of like step over people and make sure people
You have a bit of that.
like have you ever experienced someone trying to mess up someone else's dance?
Oh, someone try to mess up me a lot of times. Like, so in Irish dancing, right, the key is to get in front of the other. Like, you have to be like on literally hanging off the stage at the front, so they can see your perfection of footwork, right? So as I was dancing, I think some girl did it, but like obviously you had to do some twirls and obviously lefts and rights. So as she did that, like I cut across in front of her and I overtook her. It was all
To
about
get in front.
it was all about in front and make
Yeah.
sure the
You'd be dominant.
you have to be dominant in it. And every time I did it, I let no one in front of me. I wasn't care if a boy or a girl. I went in front and I made sure I was there, and that's how I won. a lot.
Would you like be dancing in a line or?
So you
in-
start off in the line, and
So now remember, this is visual, so
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah.
describe
so
this and
yeah,
people.
I know. So you start off in a straight line, and some people will start. No, you actually start left or right. So you can go left
Now,
or right.
is this
on
straight line like landscape or vertical?
landscape?
Landscape, right?
So it's a landscape
Yeah.
line, and you have to go straight.
Yeah, so you have to go
You
forward.
have to go
yeah.
forward,
Forward to
but
the
your
edge of the
steps
stage.
will obviously you'll be turning a 360 or 180, and you'll be going left and right and mid center, all
You'd be
that.
twirling your way.
You'd
to
be
get up.
twirling
Yeah.
everywhere. You'd be literally dancing all over the floor, literally
Just to
all
get up
up.
to the-
yeah,
yeah.
just to get in the front. But as your time, like when you know, say if you do 360 and you had to like push, step, hop, 1, 2, 3, that's like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and so on.
Yeah.
You have to get into the front.
Yeah.
It's all about speed as well.
Yeah.
You can't be very slow because your feet have to stretch.
Yeah.
And your feet have to get to the front.
You have to hop and jump.
And say if some girl, like you can't bump in, and your hands have to be literally touching nearly your ass.
Yeah.
It'll have to be
So-
touching, and your feet have to be crossed, and you have to be on your toes. And if
You'd-
your heels dropped, you lose marks.
You'd be dancing by yourself, like you wouldn't be with a partner or anything, would you?
No, well, you can be in a partnership. That's
Yeah.
like what's it called? I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I don't know the name. But you'd be in like groups of 2 up
Yeah.
to 8.
Okay.
And what was your first ever world champion? Have you ever won a championship before?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
And what was that like when you won that?
I won. Well, first of all, I won the Dublins, Ulster, Munster, Leinster, and Dublin
What's your highest achievement?
in Irish dancing. I think my highest achievement was when so I won the Dublins, right? All of Dublin. I won
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
Like every Irish dancer in Dublin you won.
I won it.
That's
I was
good
the all
achievement.
Dublin, all Dublins.
And how
then,
long were you doing at this stage?
A year.
That's
Was
good.
that for like a certain age group, like say under
15s.
15?
So under 15s
Yeah.
of Dublin. That's good though,
Under
a year.
14s, I can't remember. I was one of them. And I had an abscess at the time. And I said to my ma, I'm not doing
Big
it.
dirty bubble on the mouth.
No, I told her I'm not doing it. And then my ma's friend, she was like, you might as well do it because you never know, you might become forced.
Yeah.
And then that day, I said to myself, right, I'm getting dressed. And my mouth was swollen.
Yeah.
It was like a golf ball.
I remember.
You remember that?
And
Yeah.
then I went,
Well, what? No, you wouldn't, because
No,
you
I
only came.
remember. No, I remember. I was there.
Well, no, this is 2015. You only came around the scene in
No,
2000.
that
the
was
end
only
of
3 years ago. If he was under 15s. 2 years.
it was around, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I started dancing 13
Yeah, 'cause
and
you
I
were
finished
around.
when I was 15
Yeah.
going to 16.
Yeah, I remember when you
yeah.
were going off.
And I did the Dublins and there was a competition. It was all Dublins, all Irelands. Well, not all Irelands, it was like just the Dublins. And then I danced with my mouth swollen. I was in a lot of pain and I won it.
That's
I got
bad.
a sash for it.
Yeah.
That's like, when you win. And I got first place.
The
And I was
ultimate
so
champion.
delighted about it. And that's my accomplishment for it. Like, it doesn't matter how much pain you're in, you can still push yourself towards
Yeah.
if you keep pushing yourself.
It's your legs doing the work.
Imagine that, jumping around on stage and your abs
you're-
is shaking
Oh
up
my
and
god,
down.
it
and
was so
hitting your
sore.
Did you
teeth.
take any painkillers in for it? or-
No, I don't think I did. I can't remember.
I can't remember a lot of things
No.
in Irish dance. You must be taking drugs or
no,
something.
listen, because that was like 2 years ago, almost 3, and I don't remember.
Pretty sure you can remember 2-3 years ago.
Not really. Not in dancing, because there's so much I did in it, Jimmy.
Right, so
Would you
after
ever-
dancing, what
Would
what
you ever
did
go
you...
back to dancing just before we move off?
What?
Would you ever go back and do Irish dancing again?
No.
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 Why, is it too competitive? Is it too much?
No,
A
it's
lot
just
of time consuming?
It's just I'm really focused on my acting career, and I really want to become an actor. So that's my
Well,
goal.
Come here. Nicola was in a house and she actually used to live with, like, you might not know him, but who was the Nicola? Go on, you say.
So when I was in Maynooth.
I just spilled hot chocolate on myself.
Oh no! Do you want a tissue?
No. Anyway, continue.
When I was in Maynooth for the first 2 years of college, I used to live in Diggs, so with a family. So I lived with Paul Mescal's family.
Who's that?
You know, he's after getting really famous this year. He was in Normal People. You know that
No.
TV show that went
It's an
famous?
Irish show.
No, I
that
don't.
just came out.
No, I don't know that.
And it got fucking, it was huge.
It's worldwide. Like the Kardashians were tweeting about it, saying when is season 2 coming out? Like
Like, yeah, that's how you know. Like,
it's
so
big.
he's gotten a lot, and Nicola used to live with
Nicola,
him
why'd
and
you
his
say here?
family.
Remember me, bye.
yeah.
Where's my money?
He probably would if he saw you, he'd know you because.
You remember because
No.
you grew up with Jillian.
The parents would know me obviously more because
But the parents, the dad does the flying and all, doesn't
yeah, he does. Yeah,
he? That's the dad, is it?
yeah the
does the
dad
flying.
plays playing.
So that's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing as well. You just need to go on. Carl's drawing on the windows. We're
Sure,
in the
look, you
car.
draw flowers on that
I
one.
do. Now look, Carl's joke's gonna be there all
What
the
was he
time.
drawing?
Drawing a smiley face.
Oh, that's alright. Looks like a
Look,
frog.
Carl, look at her. People can't see, but look at the flower. Look.
Yeah. You drew that
Maybe a lead
ages
on.
ago.
Drew that age
Oh, I
gone
know,
Sunday.
I'm drawing.
No, don't draw. Right, so yeah, we don't really have much in the podcast because we don't try to aim for like a half an hour or something or whatever. Doesn't matter if you wipe it off, it'll still show
Yeah,
up.
it
No?
doesn't, yeah.
Yeah. So the likes of the acting and so
Yeah.
it's a hard thing to get into
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a hard thing to get noticed. So
Yeah.
Sure,
what
yeah.
do you think you're gonna do differently to get noticed? What do you think's gonna play to your advantage?
Well, you'd hope you'd build up enough skills and experience
I mean,
and talent.
What I want to do is I want to first of all get in a lot of more short films and get experience, and then get my acting class back up, like go back to it, like when it's open, like I'll constantly go, and then by hopefully the end well next year, next September, I'll be going to college and I'll be, because I've done a module up to 2 for acting, so I'm asking my drama teacher, who's an acting teacher from outside school, to help me during school hours,
Yeah.
so I can remember it and not like be like, because I have to perform in the college to get past to
To
get
get
into
into it, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
audition.
audition.
So you have to learn about it.
No,
Yeah.
I have to make my own module.
You're on what?
Module.
What module?
They
You
kept
mean
talking-
monologue?
Oh yeah, same thing, innit?
So I don't think you make your own monologue. I think you have to look up a monologue and learn it.
Oh.
Is it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll
You
ask
have to
usually
see
that's
their
what people do.
requirements.
I remember Casey, when Casey went to do it, he went to do in Chicago, and I went with him.
Yeah.
And he had to learn a module,
Yeah.
and he had to go do it. But Casey, I don't know if he actually learned it or not.
Yeah.
It wasn't as, do you know what I mean? He wasn't well known for it. But the likes of Rebecca, she had to do a module. James had to do a module to get into his one.
Yeah.
Did he get into it?
Yeah, James is in his now
So
doing his course.
Is that like where you pick any film or anything and
I think they give you
they give you a certain
a yoke and they want you to act
to
it out.
perform it?
You had to see what you like. And James is in there now, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And what do you think about plays? Do you think you're gonna, like, we already talked about this and all,
Yeah.
but would you like to be involved in plays?
I'd love to.
Because it's
like-
different from
If
film.
if you got into like a drama group or something local.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
why
know,
I'm
they'd
in a
put
drama
on-
local.
Yeah, so they'd probably be putting on a play.
I mean, I was supposed to do a play in August,
Yeah,
but it got cancelled.
yeah.
It's so shit, isn't it?
And is it just young people in your group, or is it a mix of all ages,
Um,
like all groups?
Like, is there any people older
Like
than
older
audience?
people maybe acting.
Other than
Well,
the
there's-
teacher?
yeah, there is actually. Yeah, I think I'm the oldest out of mine.
Alright.
I think I am. I think I'm the second oldest or the third oldest.
And what's the age range of your group?
18
So it's under
or
Oh.
19.
Under 18s.
under 18s, yeah.
Mainly 18, but
So what happens when you turn 18?
I mean, sometimes
Is there a
like,
group that you can go to after
The
that?
senior
I
group.
really don't know about that.
Yeah, do you get
I
me?
need
So
to
you
look
can
into
only do this now until next June.
Yeah, but they, like, say like if you're very close with them, Jimmy, like they'll say, "I know it's okay, you can still do it,"
Stay on. Yeah.
and they'll help you, Jimmy.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it is hard to get into, and it is hard to break into as well.
Yeah, that's
But
the thing. Like, you can be working for so long and you could be excellent, but if you don't get noticed by the right people, you'd never make
you'll
a
never.
break.
There's a lot of people
Yeah.
out there that do not never get noticed. It's
Yeah.
a game where you have to
You have
fucking
to
give up your life
Throw
to go.
yourself out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I
hope
will,
that
trust me.
someone sees you.
It'd be
Well,
worth it.
from what we saw in Widespread for his first thing,
Yeah.
it was good enough.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
very good for someone who, has never really performed before,
Yeah.
and to have a camera on you and just to work with it, like, takes a lot out of someone, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's kind of it, innit? That's kind of it. We had a podcast. We have 2 podcasts up right now, and we hope you really enjoy them and so. But I do want to talk as well. Is that I went over and got a card. I made a card, and how fucking stressful it is making a card in Boots for anyone.
Not really that stressful.
It's stressful.
You just make it stressful.
No, I was trying to look for the photo. I couldn't see the photo. I couldn't find the photo. And then I had to go through like 50 photos, and then another 50 photos, and another 50 photos. And you had
What's
to send the photo
150?
to me. Oh, it was mad. And then
you
there
just
wasn't
take
this.
too many photos.
I take too many photos. And do you know what? I do want to talk about this as well, and I think we're going to go over the time of the mark, but fuck it. Or feck it. We can't really course coming on this. I started college in doing film, cinematography, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm starting to find out things and do things that
I
I
never
never
did.
thought I could actually do. And there's a photography teacher, his name is John. And he gives out these kind of, oh, that's a good one, that's a very nice one. He gave me a 20 out of 10. Now, for people that don't know John gives people 20 out of 10 when 10 is not good enough.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 is possibly the mark. He goes, when it's so good that you can't do it. He gave me that on my photography, and he gave me that on my when I developed the photos, and I have them developed. He said my negatives are good and the likes of that, and I'm looking forward to it. And every film I do, I said Carl will be in it anyway, but
Yeah.
put a small part in it. Do you get me? Unless it's a thing with kids,
Yeah.
he can be in it mainly. The next thing we're filming is Wasters,
Yeah.
so we're gonna try to get Carl into that.
I
He's
just
gone.
remembered what character I'm going to be in it.
Yeah, Do you want to? We can't really talk about wasters.
No.
No,
We can
don't
talk
spoil
about-
it. Yeah.
We can talk about widespread and stuff, but we can't give anything away, so we can't really talk. And I'm looking to get the cast, the whole cast, me, you, Carl, Bobby,
That is
Greg. No, me, you.
Oh.
Carl, Bobby, Greg. Sorry, me, Nicola, Bobby, Greg. James, Sarah, D. You know, get everybody.
Everyone.
Craig, yeah, we get everybody. And we talk more about it, and hopefully we can do that on Zoom or so like that as well. But yeah, this podcast has been good. At the start I was kind of worried, because this podcast we don't really want to plan things really. We say, all right,
Yeah.
we might talk about this, that's the most plan we do.
Just go with the flow.
We go with the flow,
You
and it
have
actually
to.
turned out well. And then yeah, so I don't really want to review it.
Yeah.
Everybody listen to it by now.
Just will say, don't forget to check out the widespread trailer on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
live now.
We have a widespread trailer. If you search up Dream Factory Productions, you'll see it there, and it's or type up Dream Factory Productions widespread official trailer, and it should come up. You'll see Carl there. It's almost on 300 views, and on Facebook it's on almost 2,000 views. So
Really?
Facebook, yeah, it's on 1.8k, so it's doing really well in over just a week.
Have you ever got that many views on Facebook before?
No, not on Facebook now. So we know we're doing something right with the films
Yeah.
then if we're doing that. And yeah, I just can't wait for it to be. It might be selected into Dublin International Film Festivals if we can get it in. And once it does, we're gonna then release it to people and let them watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for.
COVID.
When I talk too long, I might.
Yeah, we know that.
Right. That's time to wrap it up. So.
Yeah, that's a sign. Right, so yeah, thanks for listening to another week of the Alright podcast with my co-host Nicola Malloy, and this week's kind of guest is Carl O'Reilly.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like that. Join us next week when we talk about more bullshit and storytelling. And yeah, anything you'd like to sign off on and anything, Nicola? Do you know what? We're gonna do one thing. We're gonna let the guests do this. I see
Yeah.
this on Whiskey Ginger, and I'd like to do it for this episode. So, Carl, you're going to put your face up to the oak, and with one word and one phrase, you're gonna end the podcast. You can say anything you want. Go.
It's very hard.
No, you can't say that. You're not allowed to say none. You just
Come on
one
with it.
thing. Right? Go.
Enjoy.